approach to some of the security issues that we're facing in the Caribbean. So CBSI Connect was a way to promote law enforcement information sharing across the Caribbean region.
CBSI Connect allows each institution to act independently with its own independent portal site, but also replicate credentials to a shared site where collaboration and learning can take place among all participating institutions.
Through the Caribbean Basin Security Initiative, we've started several regional programs, whether that's justice sector training, training on ballistics investigations, or law enforcement investigations training. And through CBSI Connect, these trainings can be broadcast to all member states.
Academies, agencies have been using it. We have had an increase in enrollment of participants for courses.
The knowledge that has been gained in the field, the knowledge that has been gained in the region can be shared, and that sharing and that collaboration is what makes this a very special asset moving forward for Caribbean law enforcement.
CBSI Connect users can either view our trainings at the academies themselves that are installed conference centers, or they can even use it at their laptop, on their laptops at home. And I believe we now also have mobile capability, so it is truly a training system that's accessible anywhere.
We have regular meetings with heads of academies. We meet regularly with agencies in the region. We get their input into courses and programs that are being offered on CBSI Connect.
Trafficking in people, trafficking in drugs, trafficking in money transcends the participating institutions in the region and truly becomes regional problems. The sharing of information, shedding sunlight, sharing expertise is a very important tool in combating these issues.
We've seen several positive impacts from the availability of training on CBSI Connect. One of them, of course, is a travel cost savings, because you no longer have to spend a day traveling and buy an expensive flight to go receive a training at another academy.
The training that has been done on CBSI Connect for law enforcement officers has had tremendous response. We have had an increase in enrollment of participants on CBSI Connect. We have had academies putting more courses on CBSI Connect. We have had training every month on CBSI Connect.
We encourage the use of the system for both internal training and external training. And we are trying to build out the library of available courses stored on the system. And we encourage our member states to upload their individual training, which they want to share with the community.
If there are courses that are available that pique your interest, that could enhance your job, your ability to perform your duties as a professional over CBSI Connect, seek them out, participate, engage. This is really the value of what this technology brings to the region.
And that has allowed different academies to build much stronger ties with each other and cooperate on shared law enforcement challenges in the region.
Thank you, Candy. Brendan, I see Miss Klein-Solomon is on. Mrs. Solomon?
Yes. Regional Director, are you on? Good morning, Michelle. Are you on?
Yes, I am, but just one moment, Brendan. I'm having a little trouble with my camera. I'll be right back with you. Thank you.
Sure thing, no problem.
Okay, should be working now. Good morning, everybody. My apologies for the slight delay. Good to see you all.
Good morning. Joyce, go ahead.
Yes, Nadine, please, thank you.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the signing ceremony of the Memorandum of Understanding between the CARICOM Implementation Agency for Crime and Security and International Organization for Migration, UN Migration, IOM, which is being live streamed on social media through Impact's Facebook and YouTube accounts. I am Nadine Bushell, the Program Coordinator at CARICOM Impact. At this very important event today, I wish to recognize my own Executive Director, Lieutenant Colonel Michael Jones, ED at CARICOM Impact. We also have with us the Regional Director for Central and North America and the Caribbean at IOM, UN Migration, Mrs. Michelle Klein-Solomon. This MOU has been long in the making as our two agencies, Impacts and IOM, have been working together for many years on migration issues. But this MOU was only given the official go-ahead in January of this year. It recognizes that there is important collaborative work to be done between our two agencies in the area of migration. And I will now invite our Executive Director, Lieutenant Colonel Jones, to deliver Impact's perspective in relation to this MOU. Colonel Jones.
Thank you very much, Nadine. Mrs. Klein-Solomon, Regional Director for Central and North America and the Caribbean, the International Organization for Migration, or UN Migration. Other distinguished guests, our virtual audience on social media, ladies and gentlemen, and good morning to one and all. It gives me great pleasure to welcome all to the signing of the Memorandum of Understanding between the IOM and ourselves at CARICOM, the Implementation Agency for Crime and Security. Today's signing set a significant milestone for closer collaboration and is indeed a momentous occasion. Let me please first start by acknowledging Mrs. Klein-Solomon, the Regional Director, like I said, who has joined me, albeit virtually, to sign this important MOU. I wish to congratulate you, ma'am, on your appointment as head of this esteemed regional office. CARICOM Impact is also pleased to acknowledge its long-standing trusted partnership with IOM. As Nadine indicated, we've been working together for some 14 years, which is almost from an exception, us having recently celebrated our 15th anniversary on the 6th of July this year. And we've partnered in programs to support and provide technical assistance to CARICOM member states by concentrating on areas related to migration. We are very honored to have partnered with IOM over the years to execute programs such as training on human mobility during natural disasters and training on reception and reintegration of forced returnees. We've also supported IOM and United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees in furthering the objectives of the Caribbean Migration Consultation, which is a dialogue formed to coordinate and promote information exchange between member states and to develop common policies to assist effective, comprehensive migration governance in the region. We continue to partner with IOM on two projects in particular that started in July of this year. One being the analysis of capacities and needs to address health issues at points of entries in the Caribbean. The project entails a rapid assessment of health screening and care capacities at official points of entry to include an assessment of border management systems, which is generously funded by the U.S. Department of State, Bureau of Population, Refugees, and Migration. Studying the ports of entry capabilities is vital to strengthening institutional capacities in the Caribbean, particularly as countries look towards reopening their borders for tourism. And the second project was to counter smuggling of migrants in the Caribbean, a legislative gap analysis and roadmap for change. This, as we'd imagine, aims to conduct a comprehensive review of current legislation on smuggling of migrants, producing a model legislation, drafting guidelines, and to provide some training as well. The project will serve to enhance CARICOM member states' capacity to disrupt the activities of migrant smugglers through effective and tailored policy, policing, and legislation. For the brief insights of the work that we have done over the years and continue to do, I hope that it is realized that this MOU is not just another document, but one that creates closer partnership in areas of support, collaboration, and coordinating in the sphere of migration. We're delighted to have finally arrived at this day since we began the process of formalizing the signing of a memorandum between ourselves since 2017. But circumstances have not allowed us to do so before now, and we're happy for today's event. This memorandum of understanding not only helps both organizations with their respective mandates, but leads to increased benefits to the citizens of each and every member state of CARICOM. With this collaboration, CARICOM member states will benefit from enhanced capacity building initiatives in the area of migration, harmonized policies and procedures, and other global tools and expertise related to orderly migration and to combat irregular migration in the region. I am honored to sign this MOU on behalf of CARICOM Impacts. In closing, I would also like to thank my colleagues at Impacts and the team at IOM for the intensive work which they have carried out to ensure a speedy agreement on this MOU. Thank you, God bless, and stay safe.
Thank you, Colonel Jones, for highlighting for us that this is not just a document, but a document that we will work with to help our individual CARICOM member states collectively and singularly. We noted that we are looking for a trusted partnership as we have had before, and we're working in the areas of technical assistance, training, and some key areas for the Caribbean natural disasters, integration of deportees, migrant smuggling, health issues, assessment of border management systems, and of course, addressing the recent pandemic or the ongoing pandemic that we've had with the COVID-19. Thank you very much again, Colonel Jones. And I would now like to invite Regional Director, Ms. Michelle Klein-Solomon, to deliver remarks on behalf of Central North America and the Caribbean IOM UN Migration. Mrs. Klein-Solomon.
Thank you very much, and good morning to all of you. It is truly a pleasure and honor to be with you today and have this opportunity, as Colonel Jones just said, to conclude an agreement that is long in the making and that is critical for this region. I'd like to thank not only Colonel Jones, the Executive Director, but also our very important focal point in CARICOM Impacts, Jocelyn Hughes, who we work with on a very regular basis. And I want to thank you very much, Ms. Hughes, for your ongoing and regular collaboration. Let me underscore from the other side of what Colonel Jones said, our equal commitment to this partnership. For IOM, the International Organization for Migration, CARICOM Impacts is a vital partner for managing migration in the Caribbean region. For so many of the reasons that Colonel Jones said, the work of our two organizations is perfectly complementary and mutually reinforcing. While IOM has a physical presence in many CARICOM countries, there's no doubt that working closely with CARICOM and specifically with CARICOM Impacts at the regional level is critical to facilitating the effective management of migration, both at regional and national levels. Transnational organized crime and the way it manifests in this region requires collaborative efforts across countries and with dedicated specialists like CARICOM Impacts. Colonel Jones just referenced the beginning of our efforts to create this MOU. I'd like to step back even 1 year before that to 2016, when we began consolidating the effort to have dedicated Caribbean migration consultations in 2016 because of the specific needs and the specific manifestations of migration in this region. And since then, IOM and CARICOM Impacts have worked ever more closely together, particularly in the areas of border management, human mobility in the context of natural disasters, and of course, on countering trafficking in persons and smuggling of migrants, an issue which is of great concern, not only to both organizations, but to all the countries in the region. Impacts has provided important leadership in all of these areas and has both enhanced our expertise in IOM, as well as drawn on the full spectrum of IOM's migration management expertise including but not limited to the areas of international crime control. And CARICOM Impacts has proven to always be a willing partner in providing information and on-the-ground knowledge and specific context. IOM and CARICOM Impacts support each other in our endeavors, working to complement our activities and mobilizing governments towards positive actions to improve regional and national migration management. We engage in each other's training activities and together jointly train government officials. As Colonel Jones underscored, there are two concrete areas in which we are working right now. One on assessing the healthcare and screening capacities at points of entry across the CARICOM region, an endeavor that could not be more important in this moment of COVID and the pandemic. And second, as Colonel Jones underscored, in developing model legislation on countering smuggling, legislation that is tailored to the specific needs and situation of the region. For IOM, Impacts is a proven, reliable partner in the region, and this MOU provides the opportunity to formalize and validate our cooperative relationship. I am confident that concluding this MOU will lay the groundwork for even deeper collaboration, including in improving the sharing of data and information and facilitating cooperation and collaborative activities in the future. I wish to thank you all, colleagues in particular in CARICOM, Colonel Jones, Madam Hughes, and all of the colleagues, as well as to all of my colleagues in the region who have been working to facilitate and deepen this relationship. I am quite sure that we have much work to do together, and I am confident that we will do so in closer collaboration. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mrs. Colleen Solomon, for giving your equal commitment to the partnership and highlighting the critical importance of regional collaboration and leadership for the coherence and also for helping the individual member states and to help our two agencies motivate governments to make the necessary policy and legislative changes. We also happy that you have given Impact such a strong endorsement for the collaboration and how we relied on each other's expertise. And that also at this point in time, like to highlight the work of the staff at both IOM and Impact, which was highlighted in your speech to us this morning and indicating that this MOU simply just formalizes an already existing relationship, but we expect to deepen it. And I noted your mention of data, which is critical to the success of programs like these. We don't usually have enough data. So thank you again, Ms. Clean, Ms. Clean Solomon, for your contribution. And we now go on to the most important part of the event this morning. We will now have the virtual signing of the MOU by our two directors. And I understand I'm going to invite Colonel Jones first to execute his end of the MOU by signing first, after which I'll invite Mrs. Clean Solomon to do so. Colonel Jones.
Stand by. I hope it's legible. I don't have hand raising, but there you go.
So we have the first signature from the Executive Director, CARICOM Impact, and I now invite Mrs. Misha Clean Solomon to do the same on behalf of IOM.
And here's the pen, I am doing so. Thank you very much. You can see mine not quite as clearly delineated, but don't worry. We will scan the signed copies to you so that you have originals. Thank you so very much.
So can we have both of you holding up the two executed agreements so that Candy can take the necessary photo? So we now have the executed MOU between CARICOM Impact and IOM. Thank you very much. Candy, have you gotten the photo?
Yes, Nadine, it was successful. Thank you on the first try.
Okay, thank you. Now we are at the end of this most important occasion, and the two directors have spoken about staff who have been working tirelessly behind the scenes in the collaboration between IOM and Impacts. And Joyce Hughes was mentioned, and the person who will be doing our vote of thanks this morning, Mr. Brendan Tarney, the Program Support Officer. He will now bring a close to this very important occasion by delivering the closing remarks and the vote of thanks. Brendan, over to you.
Thank you very much, Nadine. It's a pleasure again to see everybody from our partners at CARICOM Impacts. Thank you, Executive Director Lieutenant Colonel Michael Jones and Regional Director Michelle Klein-Solomon for taking the time today to cement this important relationship between our organizations. And again, thank you also to my counterpart, Ms. Joyce Hughes, who has helped usher along this process. IOM is very pleased to continue our work together on various issues in which Impacts provide such expertise on counter-trafficking, counter-smuggling, safe and secure and humane borders, and overall regional cooperation through the Caribbean migration consultations. Additionally, it's important that we continue building our capacities as organizations and those of the states in the collection, management, and sharing of data and information, and engage on innovative research that delivers user-friendly tools for our organizations and for our member states. So by the end of September, we'll have products regarding the two activities that Colonel Jones mentioned on counter-smuggling and on points of entry. And IOM also looks forward to not only working with CARICOM Impacts, but also its sister community institutions for further regional cooperation. Once again, I thank colleagues from both organizations and the directors, and I hope this is just one of many more opportunities to strengthen these links serving our member states. Thank you very much to everyone.
Thank you, Brendan. We are now to the end of this ceremony. And I'd like to thank everyone who has been participating throughout the years and not only today to make this ceremony possible. And Candy would like to get a group shot of everyone. So I'm asking everyone to please turn on their cameras and put on their best professional smile so that we can take a group shot.
Thank you, everyone. Just a group shot to mark this memorable moment. So I'll take the first shot now in 3. Okay, I'll wait. I see some persons want to put on some makeup and stuff. First shot in 3, 2, 1. Okay, let me just take one more, please. Just 1 second. Second shot in 3, 2, 1. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Candy. Director Ian Solomon, Director Michael Jones. Thank you for your role this morning. We look forward to a successful and ongoing partnership that will grow from strength to strength. And I wish everyone a good day. Please check CARICOM Impacts' Facebook and YouTube pages, as well as our website, as well as the IOM's website to see what work we have been doing. Have a good day, everyone, and thank you.
Thank you very much, Nadine. Thank you, colleagues. Have a good day.
Thanks, ma'am. Take care.